All right, everybody, this is Tony with Blacktop Magazine, and I'm here at the Galaxy Garage.
The Galaxy Studio.
Galaxy Studio. Well, it's a neat garage studio.
Okay.
All right, I'm here with Primer Podcast, Davis and William. Hey, guys. Man, neat place.
It's a small little studio, but we like it.
Right. And this is where you do a lot of the podcasts from.
95% of them right here.
Most of them.
Yes. So, we'll want to do a quick introduction. Davis, tell us a little bit about what you're doing these days.
Basically just a gearhead involved with my cars, Mustang, Ranchero, any other projects come along, help out William with his Galaxy. Anybody else who has problems with their car, 20 years of experience working on your own car, as you know.
Right.
And in the industry, been at it for a good 17 years, so and love it. There's always something to do.
Right on. And William?
Former teacher,
Okay.
which was great at the time because I got like summers off and work on projects. Now, not so much. I'm way behind on stuff. I've been focusing more on house stuff rather than car stuff.
Okay.
But this is getting back to this is my next
All right.
goal.
Well, then tell us a little bit about what we're standing in front of here.
It's a 1968 Galaxy 500. This was actually the base model. From this base, that's where you had your LTD, your custom 500.
Okay.
That Clint Eastwood first Dirty Harry movie was a custom 500.
Oh, okay.
The LTD, the XL was all built off of this, but this is the total base model, which I love.
Right.
No fancy stuff. It's got the 2-door hardtop, no post.
390.
390.
Right.
FMX transmission. When she's running, it's
Power front disc brakes.
yeah. Oh, yep, and
Power steering.
power steering.
Yeah.
Right.
When she's running, it's just it's just a nice, good cruise.
Yeah. Dual exhaust. Done.
Plenty of power.
Right. Fantastic. The
Big boat.
engine in the 56 is a 68 390, I learned, when we had to change out the cam. And I guess each year Ford Motor's a little bit something different. And so it has the GT heads. Does this have the GT heads? Or?
No.
Okay.
Base model.
Base model. Okay. Neat.
But
Yeah.
in the rebuild, I saw it.
Right.
Actually, I saw it today when I was going through stuff. Davis has been sending me all kinds of articles, like 390 to 428.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can instantly make a 428 even with your car if you just
Right.
swap out the crank.
Does the crank
Well,
on
actually,
there?
I take it back. A 428 crank and a 390, you'll make a 410.
Okay.
So
And then what, heads on top of that, or
no, with your
boring it
stock
out?
heads, I don't think you need to do any of that. You just swap
Okay.
out the crank.
All right.
Same journal size, just a different stroke. So.
Wow.
And
Cool.
back in the parts gallery.
Okay.
Back there.
That cage back there.
Let's see what I've got. Which intake manifold did you get for me?
I got you an Edelbrock Performer RPM.
And a
It's
water
dual, It's a dual
pump.
plane. Right. Oh, you still have the water pump. Yeah, okay.
Slowly building.
What kind
right.
of water pump you got in here now? Do you remember? Is it stock?
It's stock.
Okay. Cast iron. Oh, okay.
Big hunk of metal.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like the 390 doesn't weigh enough.
Right. Right.
No,
That's 600 plus
no.
pounds. Right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've had this for over 20 years. The original plans, of course, when you're younger, it's like, I'm going
Right.
to, hot rod this out.
Right.
It's like, you know what? I got no business. I'm not going that direction anymore.
Yeah.
It just wants good performance,
So
having it run tight.
you're not going to set it up on the autocross like Davis is with the Mustang.
No, I don't
This is a big
recommend
old
that
load.
now. After I realized what goes on with the autocross, I figured not good for a full-size car.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'd just be like hitting
Oh,
cones
yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that how you get your points? Knocking the cones down?
Winner.
right. Knock them all down.
Well, I mean, I've known you guys for several years now. We've done some stuff together. But I really don't know about the history. Like, how did Primer Podcast get started? How did you two meet? And, of all characters,
Okay, which one do you want first?
let's talk
do
about how you
this, right.
guys met first.
Oh, that's a long one.
So, what jail? Juvie was it? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's your parole officer?
Let's go with the second time we met, then we'll backtrack.
All right.
a mutual buddy, Fish, which I'm sure you've heard about, lived basically in the apartment behind me.
Okay.
He had a 62,
63
Falcon,
hardtop.
and he parked his car. And I kept seeing him coming up because I lived next to the alley. I had a garage across the street, and I was going through stuff, and I had a shop manual for a 1960 Falcon that I had, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of this, but I wish somebody could use it rather than just throw it in the trash.
Right.
So I left him a note on his car. Hey, I got this. The shop manual. It might be helpful. It's yours if you want it. So then we started talking.
All right. Nice
what-
pickup line, by the way.
Hey, I got this shop manual. Yeah.
Fish
Not a
and
book on
Davis.
recipes, right?
You guys went to school together,
We went to high school together, right?
and weren't you in the same art program?
Yeah, we were in industrial design program at Cal State Long Beach.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of started hanging out with Fish. They were already friends.
Then I moved into town.
Okay.
I was a few blocks away, so I was always in Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
We
yeah,
just kind of started hanging out. Then Fish left, new job up north, and then we started hanging out. I think the first show we went to was the Fins and Flames out in Fontana.
probably. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I remember the show. I don't really remember our first outing.
I think that was it because I
So
remember.
about how long ago was that?
Oh, that was probably
Almost 20.
Yeah, almost
Okay.
20 years. Yeah.
Right around 2000.
Yeah.
That sounds about
that
right.
was the first. That was our first one because we were in the Mustang,
Right. Oh
and
yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I smoke?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And then we just started going to shows from there.
Okay.
Then, as far as the podcast, we were at
Ventura Nationals.
Ventura, and
Right.
just
That was 5-6 years ago.
we started in 2011.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 7
Yeah.
Yeah.
years ago.
And so we've been going to shows and stuff and taking photos.
But we always go back to Ventura Nationals. So.
Right.
And
So then, yeah, and I'd be taking like 500 photos every time I'd go, and
Right.
it's a great show.
Yeah.
you
And so
know?
we were in the hotel room having a couple beverages, and we're looking through photos on the laptop.
And then this guy gets the little light bulb pops up.
Right.
It was like, how do we get this guy to talk about this? It was some crazy side supercharged.
Supercharged, like inline diesel truck engine inside some weird car, or maybe it was a truck or something.
And it was like,
bizarre.
how do we get this guy to talk? How can we find out?
Right.
And I was like, tell him we're doing a podcast. We don't have to do one.
Right.
Yeah, just
we
tell
could
him to do one, yeah.
stick a mic in front of him,
Uh-huh.
and then it was like, well,
We can see it a try.
why
do
not?
you need-
Why not do
yeah.
a podcast? And
So what do you do? We need a name.
So this is
So we-
you're at the show. Let me get this. I gotta back
this
up
was
a little bit.
post show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
we're
back
good.
home
We're-
in
no,
the
we're
Galaxy
not,
studio.
We're not back here.
Oh, you're
this wasn't
in
the
the-
Galaxy studio yet.
Right. Okay. But
Yeah.
so you're back at the hotel.
Back in the hotel,
Okay, and you're looking through the
we're
photos.
looking through a bunch of photos.
Let's get a hold of this guy. And you went back to the show the next day?
No, we spent the night trying to come up with a name.
Oh.
Come up with a name, and then we did like domain name searches.
Right.
Well,
right.
You know.
and the whole reason behind Primer was it had nothing to do with the show. I mean, we spent hours go back and forth because we didn't want to just do cars. It was like, well,
Okay.
okay, motorcycles, okay,
Right.
bicycles,
House stuff.
house stuff. What does all the stuff that we do have in common? Starts with the good coat of primer.
Okay. All right.
So that's when we, in the morning, it was like, you've got chicken scratches, from noses. I was like, well, that one stands out. So
Yeah.
when I got home, I
Right.
bought the domain, and then I had a couple microphone stands and microphones. No, I didn't. We didn't have the stands.
You just had mics.
I had microphones from back when I used to play music,
Okay.
and I was unemployed at the time, and let's see, it was off the website instructables.com. Made microphone stands out of PVC.
Right.
Bought a mixer for an analog mixer for
Yeah.
like $20, which is still using. I mean, everything started off just
Right.
on the cheap,
Right.
and
Do what you can with what you got.
right, and first few shows were pretty rough.
What are you doing?
The last few shows were kind of rough.
You know,
Wow, yeah, that's right.
you know, 'cause- and
Jesus, man.
so 200
In a good way.
Oh yeah.
So 218 episodes later, we're still at it.
Right.
So
And
that's the genesis.
Yeah, and we've met a ton of people like yourself along the way, and
I'm trying to think of when the first time I heard of you guys.
Well,
It
we
must
came
have
out to
been
your place and interviewed you.
right.
Yeah, but I think I'd heard of you guys before. Or did you guys find me? Is that?
I found you through the Hub Garage.
Oh, that's right. Hub Garage. Wow.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I figured out where you were located. I don't know.
I was
don't
at.
remember.
I think I was at Eggy at the time, or Classic Industries, but
No, but yeah.
was it
okay.
or was it after that? When was
I don't
doing my own
remember. I
thing?
don't exactly remember the interface on the Hub Garage and how because I know that's sort of the auto networking of sorts.
Yeah, at that
was.
time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
And we
okay.
came out right,
Right.
and you rolled out the 56.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was that at the store I had in Orange, or
No, it was in-
No, it was
this
in
earlier?
your
Yeah.
garage.
My garage. Oh, that's right. You came and my son was there. We were hanging out.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that was a while ago. But I tell you. Okay, so we got a little bit of history about where you guys met and how the thing began. And I just dig listening to it when I got some time. Usually when I'm working on the magazine, I put the headphones on, wife's watching TV. I'm working on the magazine, listening to you guys yelling at the computer, no, it's this, or yeah, I want to go there. That's cool. But I mean, do you guys have struggle at all finding new topics? I mean, it's an hour-long show for the most part.
Is it an hour too long for you?
That's a good question to ask everybody. But
We try to keep
I
it
have to
no
listen
more
to it
than an hour,
sometimes. Sometimes I do have to listen to it like half of it and then
Right.
come back to it, you know.
Take segments, sure.
Yeah. But do you guys ever struggle with, do you have a calendar? You go, okay, we're going to cover this, this, and this throughout the year or anything like that? Or is it just.
Nope.
Whatever feels good at the moment, right?
Well, okay.
Take that back. I mean, there's certain events we like to try to do every year. It's like the Ventura Nationals, Moon Eyes, Antique Nationals.
Okay.
And then
As far as events,
maybe-
yes, we have the count. But as far as show prep, which I think is what you're getting at.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're asking about like a no.
Editorial
No,
calendar.
We don't sit down and script anything out. During the week, Davis makes a list of topics. I make a list of topics. We don't talk about it, until we turn the mics on.
Okay.
When we're at a car show, Davis and I basically, we don't talk a lot on the way there. We don't talk a lot. I mean, we're not talkers. We don't have the gift of gab. And it's like,
You got a podcast. That's awesome.
and then we're at a car show, we split, and we get
He
lost.
ends up calling me. Where are you?
Right.
Because
After like 20
where
minutes,
is-
it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Where is
okay,
that
what
guy?
direction did he
Yeah.
go?
Right.
How's work going and stuff like that. And then we turn the mics on. We have, and then it's just baka.
About the show you said. But you usually do it when you get back from a show.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
in general.
yeah, because we don't really know what we're going to see or hear or who we
Right.
meet, or
Right.
and then also sometimes we just drop off a business card with somebody who's asking what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because inevitably we'll take extra time looking at someone's car or something that we think is unique. And so if the owner's around or a promoter or someone, it'll start a conversation.
Yeah.
So.
And then you'll bring that back when
Yeah.
you're doing the podcast.
But
Yeah, but what-
we're loose with the schedule because obviously, everybody's got something going on all the time. So and we just kind of fit them in on the weekends. So
Yeah.
as time permits.
But as far as sitting down and say, okay, here's our outline for the show.
No, there isn't.
Nothing like that, yeah.
No.
There's nothing.
All right. Well, and that's kind of the beauty of what you guys got going on, if you know it or not, is that you never know what you're going to expect when you listen to the show. You might have the title up there that, hey, we're at Grand National Roadster Show or Autocrossing or something. But when you listen to it, yeah, maybe the first 20 minutes, it's about that, and then it kind of tangents off.
Tangents.
You know,
Tangents.
tangent podcast.
Yeah, or
Davis interrupt us.
or we,
But, I mean,
or we
that's-
pick up where we remembered something from the last month that we didn't talk about previously,
Okay,
or it might
right.
spur another, conversation all of a sudden.
Right,
so.
right. Yeah, because I guess I go back to the name Primer Podcast. You know, when a project's in Primer, there's still room to change and make adjustments.
Always.
So this podcast is always changing and making adjustments. And when I hear about renovating your 1920s era house, to the cabinets, I remember there was a lot of discussion about that and everything. It's like, I dig it. It's all part of it as what we do,
In between cars
Cars
and
and stuff.
motorcycles,
Yeah.
stuff,
Right.
going
Exactly.
places. It's like something needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
What tools are we using?
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully some tips and tricks, in there.
Right.
Stuff that we've learned along the way. Our own projects, and that's where the tips and tricks come up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I was doing this. Hey, have you heard about PEX? Or plumbing
just
stuff.
Right.
Which
woodworking tools.
I mean, let's face it, a
anything.
lot of guys that are car guys, they're also working around their house
Sure.
and stuff too. So,
it's working with your hands.
Yeah.
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 And again, that's that blanket primer.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea,
Mm-hmm.
so that it would encompass everything.
So then the next question is, what's in the future?
To get these cars out of primer.
Always,
Yeah,
right? Now, we talked a little bit about your 68 Galaxy, and then you've got a 65 truck,
Yep.
and your Mustang is a
67 Mustang.
Mustang.
Right.
Okay.
And the Ranchero's
Ranchero's a 67.
Okay. And so the Mustang, though, that was your
My grandmother's car.
grandmother's car.
So I've had that car 32 plus years.
Right. Right.
It was a daily driver until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it had the 6-cylinder in it.
Yeah. So it started at 6. You put in a
302.
302, and then you've been working on the suspension. You're trying out some autocross
Yeah, the
stuff.
6-cylinder suspension,
Not cutting it.
not really pulling. It'll get you there, but
Right. Right.
not when you start to get on the V8. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been a slow process, but bottom line is if you want a V8 car, you buy a V8 car.
Hmm.
Because with a 6-cylinder, it's all the suspension's different.
Yeah,
4
that's
leg to
interesting.
5 leg, the
Right.
rear end, coil springs. So it's just
Yeah, we're dealing with that with the Kid Wrencher project. It's a 66 6-cylinder car.
Right.
We changed out the rear end to an 8-inch, so it's got the 5 lug. Now we're got to deal with the front. There's
and
a
you
little
did
bit more.
brake upgrade for the front too.
Not
right?
yet.
Okay.
No, that's what we're working on, and so we can go because he's going to get the torque thrusts that are on my car.
Okay.
That are going to go on that Mustang, and
Well, there you go.
but he's going to keep it a 6-cylinder.
He's gonna keep it a 6.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we're going to go with the full disc brakes up front or not, or we might just keep it drum and go 5 lug on that. I don't know. We're looking at what he can afford and what we can do, and
You might be better off with the disc brake just because the price point. It might be just better.
oh, okay. Well, I know he needs a dual master.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're-
a,
that's
yeah.
a
So at that
Minimal
point,
split,
Yeah.
split
Yeah.
yeah,
split
so
those two off.
you're already
Mm-hmm.
pretty close to and pricing out. Yeah, I mean you could go disc brake, no power, but
Mm-hmm.
$200 is what he was going to do with his truck, and end up getting a brake booster for the 65. So
Okay.
the world
It-
seems to work around 5 lugs and 302s.
Yeah.
And
Eight-inch
if you
rear
can
end,
do
they
it,
found out.
front disc power, it's amazing.
And you
Yeah.
just get the parts anywhere. So if
Yeah.
you keep it factory, you go to Napa or wherever, and just get your
Mhm.
parts. Say I got this, and just get it.
Okay.
So
Right. Well, it's been a fun project working with a kid in the garage, and
Yeah.
who, 3 years ago didn't know Lefty Lucy from Righty Tighty, and now he jumps in and does the wiring on his car and the
That's
rear
cool.
end and everything. So yeah.
That's
yeah,
Yeah.
what that
That's-
generation needs.
Yeah.
that's
it
a
does.
huge help. Otherwise, it's just gonna sit there. You know.
So, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. We're playing it by ear. We don't have like an official sponsor who's locking us in for
Right,
a number
right.
of episodes for years. So.
Right. Your schedule has changed, so that's why you're seeing not consistent shows. it's like we can't guarantee every other Monday.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But we're squeezing them in when we can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what's neat about your show though is I don't have to watch it right away. It's I can listen
Well,
or
that's-
watch it, listen
that's
to it
true.
at any time. Within certain time. You're talking about an event.
the only
you wanna
thing,
listen.
right? If we get a promoter in, we like to get them at least a month and a half, 6 weeks ahead of their event, just so the wave of listeners gets, if they have some idea of going or thinking about it, they're in a local area.
Right.
That's
But
the only
you're
thing.
absolutely right. When we look at the numbers, a lot of people listen.
When it first gets released.
No,
No,
the opposite.
about like a
Oh.
couple weeks later.
Couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Interesting.
When you look at
Okay.
them,
Yeah.
because yes, it's an event, but it's not. We're not doing something that's extremely time sensitive.
Yeah, we're not running live. We're not, have a schedule at an event where we have a booth set up and we have a schedule of guests.
Right.
But, not to say that's off the book, but,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then people can catch you on primerpodcast.com for sure.
iTunes. Okay. Well, it's iMusic now. Whatever it is.
I think it's still iTunes.
I still call it iTunes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's something
Apple
different.
Music.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
Apple Music you got to pay for.
Well, we don't like that.
Subscription.
Okay. Our podcast is free.
That's it.
Right.
Okay.
So wherever you get a podcast, off your phone, off your computer, Stitcher,
Tune in,
iTunes,
All those podcasts.
Tune in. There's a lot of other podcast scrapers out there that
Okay.
we're on that it's like, how'd we get this?
Right.
Get on there. But
Right.
it's right there on your phone.
Right.
Anything
else you want the Blacktop listeners to know about you?
Just go to our website, primerpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Hey, you
And
can toss us any email questions,
Right.
primerpodcast@gmail.com.
absolutely. Hit us up on the socials, Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
Not,
I'm with you on Twitter. I really ever go to Twitter, but my stuff
Yeah.
gets posted there.
Keep up on Google Plus.
if you've got comments,
Hub
suggestions,
I don't know who owns that anymore.
Yeah.
hit us
Not
up.
me.
If you're in the SoCal area, you've got a project going on, toss us an email.
Sure.
We'll check it out.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes we post stuff up on the website that's not a podcast. Like if we don't
Right.
have time for a podcast, but we did a project,
Yeah,
there'll
I mean,
be a
it's-
page up there.
Or photos from events.
Progress, the stuff that we got going on, headaches, like a picture of the Mustang with no water pump. I mean, just stuff that comes
Right.
up. It's that we know we're not going to be doing something for 2 weeks. So
But,
it's not like we go
Davis,
dark.
I got a leak in the
Yeah.
shower. We can't
Yeah.
we
there's
can't do a
going on.
recording this weekend.
Okay, no problem.
Right.
It's not like I can't find something else to do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
So-
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's always cool coming over here, seeing what you guys are doing, and being a part of the podcast now and then at the SEMA show or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I'm just glad I cleaned the garage yesterday.
And you got your little action figure there. Yeah. Xena. I'll take it a picture.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, it's my pleasure to
Hey,
come out
man.
and talk to you guys,
Anytime.
and looking forward to more.
All right, thank you,
Right
sir.
on. Okay. All right, so everybody take a look at primerpodcast.com and catch them on Stitcher and all that. But so thanks a lot for watching, and be sure to subscribe.
And don't skip on the primer.
That's right. All right. Cool.
Hi, I'm Pinky Swear and you're watching Blacktop TV.